In a world where the it thing is always changing, sometimes you need a tour guide or two to help you find your way to pop culture's paradise. If you find yourself reminiscing or in need of a good recommendation, these two have you covered. And now, here's your hosts, Joey and Jeff.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Paradise. My name is Joe.
What's up? And I'm Jeff.
And today, we are talking MTV again. This time, a little forgotten hidden gem of a show. Jeff, you have any idea what this show could be?
So first thing that comes to mind is we're either talking about Pimp My Ride, we're talking about Singled Out, or Room Raiders. I know you definitely remember that one.
I do remember Room Raiders. In fact, I kind of still live in fear that if I leave the house one day, then I'm going to come back and they're going to be like, yeah, we had 3 random-ass girls walk through and judge you as a person based on what you have in there.
Nightmare.
Really? Because you'd be like, that's the one day I left everything out and all my worst secrets are out there. And now they're just on national TV being like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why does he have this thing? And then with mine, it'd be like, look at this man-child.
I'm trying to look around in my room and see what would the most embarrassing thing be. Probably all the action figures hung up on the wall in the closet, or just a bunch of Disney plushes. Mickey, Goofy, I got Nickelodeon ones. I got Woody over there, Hulk Hogan.
Luckily, this is the year 2020, and that was like 2003.
Right.
So people are like more like, oh, that's cool, as opposed to back then where it's just like, oh God, gotta hide all this stuff.
What a loser!
I can't believe he has anything remotely fun. But it's not Room Raiders. It's not Next. It's not Pimp My Ride. This show was a staple of what you would come home from school to watch. This was MTV Say What Karaoke.
I remember this one.
And the reason I wanted to talk about it was, I remember this show having a lot of random guest judges on. And one time it had Marianne from Gilligan's Island as one of the guest judges, like 30 years past when she would have been an MTV type person.
What?
Yeah. So I was kind of like, how much of this show could I still find out there? And is there any kind of memory that people have for this show? And I don't think there was enough that I couldn't go in and help them out.
Well, I will just say, if there's anything about it to find out there, you're the one that's going to find it. For me, I definitely remember the show. I don't exactly remember how it went or just how the whole game and how the show was played. So I'm pretty curious to dive into this today.
Well, you're in luck, because I'm going to explain to you and the audience how MTV Say What Karaoke was done.
Direct from SoCal Central, it's MTV Say What Karaoke, the hottest show on TV for some serious tongue action.
It's all coming up on today's Say What Karaoke.
And there were a few different iterations of this thing. There's the late 90s version, the early 2000s version, and then they tried to bring it back in like 2006, 2007.
Really?
Yeah, and each time they changed the format a little bit, changed the host, obviously, but there was still the same type of wannabes.
I think I kind of remember the host of this. It was one of the guys. It wasn't Matt Lauer. He was the news guy. It was one of the other dudes. Gosh, I don't even remember his name, but he was one of the like staple MTV personalities.
I think who you're thinking of is Dave Holmes.
Exactly.
Who came in second to Jesse Camp. You remember the guy who won the wannabe VJ contest? He looked like a homeless bum.
I don't remember that at all, but if that were to be a thing now, I would have to throw my name in the hat.
Yes, so I'm going to look for your expertise on how you feel about our host, Dave Holmes.
All right. He gets an annoying introduction right off the bat, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, that's the guy, I remember.
Act. This guy's going to be a loser for the rest of his life, but today he's hoping to be a winner. Let's meet Phil Loser.
Phil Loser?
There's no stopping us.
That was a good intro.
There's 2 karaoke virgins from Easton, Pennsylvania. One can flip,
and one can vomit on cue.
Oh gosh.
So that is your host, Dave Holmes, for the first iteration of Say What Karaoke. What would you take from his approach?
To me, it seems like this was probably one of his first MTV gigs. He was kind of just tossed out into it. He's reading off cards. There's no teleprompter or anything like that for him. It's kind of like, hey, go out there and make this stuff fun. So, I mean, I got a feeling he's not getting much direction. He's making the most of it.
And then sometimes you'd have other hosts. Do you remember Matt Pinfield?
Matt Pinfield. You know what? I don't think I do.
Well, let's just say this is what I would think if Vic Mackey became a hard rock DJ.
Should I remember this guy?
You should, because he was intense. And at the end of this, you may remember the Limp Bizkit album, where if you left the album going on a little too long, Matt Pinfield comes on and starts ranting and raving at you.
Wait, I think, you know what? I think now it's starting to come to mind. I think I might know who you're talking about here.
He has his own little Lex Luger, Christian Bale meltdown.
Oh, gosh.
And that's it for tonight's edition of Say What. Catch you again tomorrow morning at 11:30.
I remember this guy.
And again at 8:30 p.m. I'm Matt Pinfield, coming to you from the living room of the MTV Summer Share. Right now it's time for Total Request Rewind.
Yeah, he definitely seems angry.
Limp, like Limp Bizkit. I'm so tired of this shit that I'm hearing on the radio.
Oh my God.
Radio sucks. The same
whoa.
over and over again.
So that kind of reminds me, remember when CDs had that little extra space that they had to fill out? And either a new track would come on that they didn't advertise on the album, or Weird Al's at the end of it, you just hear like this banging and smashing and somebody having a complete meltdown.
Right.
That would scare the crap out of you.
Oh, yeah. Like, when you're not just expecting it, you're like, okay, that's the end of the... Oh, my God, what is that?
And then finally, MTV Say What Karaoke would have a guest host.
I remember this, I know Mark McGrath, but I remember this other guy here.
Songs you and we want to hear. Woo! You heard that? Sugar Ray wants more. We're going to bring them back, but first, here's a taste of Sugar Ray's new song, When It's Over.
I don't care what people say. Mark McGrath is cool.
Oh, he has swag. Who is this other guy? I remember him. I thought he was on The Real World or something.
Sway? Or
no, that's not Sway. I think if Sway heard you say that, he might smack both of us.
That's Bootleg Cisco.
Yep. Yeah, I remember him from somewhere. Okay, so this is the same name for the show, but this is just a different year for it.
So what occasionally would happen is they'd leave the regular studio, and then if you had an MTV Spring Break, which we covered, or, you know, they went up to the mountains for a ski lodge or something, you'd get these people out there, and you'd be like, all right, kids, come here. We're going to do a live Say What Karaoke.
So essentially, you would just take probably college co-eds, bring them up on a stage, and let them sing along with their favorite tracks like they would do at a bar, but we're not going to let them just embarrass themselves in front of their friends. We're going to let them do it on national television, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
All
what
right.
I like about this stuff, too, is, honestly, it felt like there was a new episode and, like, continued tournaments all the time with this stuff. So you'd come in, you'd be like, oh, yes, it keeps going. It's like a live sport. And nowadays, it's like we said in the MTV Spring Break, it's like they don't do anything like this, that there's not constant new programming.
Yeah, it's a lot of just ridiculousness over and over and over again, which I like, but come on, where's the stuff like this?
And you know what? It doesn't even have to be super amazing type programming. In fact, one of the themes this day was
Sugar Ray is in the house. It's Sugar Ray Day.
It's Sugar Ray Day.
I'm in. That's my kind of day.
Jeff didn't report into work today. He said it's Sugar Ray Day, and that's part of his religion.
It's not on the schedule as like a approved day off, but what are we gonna say to him? We don't want to offend the guy.
Am I supposed to buy him something on Sugar Ray Day? I don't know. Go to the used CD store. They got a copy of Floored for like $3.
Boom. Done. So for some reason, I definitely remember some sort of like spring break version of this show. That sticks in my mind more than any, typical MTV New York looking out the glass window at all the people kind of thing. Is that right or wrong?
That would probably be about the time you started watching the show. Then they started trying to bring it back, and it became more of a enclosed TRL Studios, hosted by somebody very familiar. I don't know if you might recognize them or not.
Welcome to Say What Karaoke live weekly finals. I'm Stephen Hill along with the beautiful Danielle Fishel. Yeah, it's a rain
I know
day at
her.
the beach house today.
It's
We're coming at you from
Topanga.
the studio in Times Square.
Who the hell is this OC looking guy?
I think he was part of the OC.
Well, there you go. That's why I was like, who is this guy?
Stephen Hill was...
So wait a minute, was Topanga brought in as like a full-time host, or was she there kind of as, hey, you're in town, do you want to help co-host this show for the day?
Topanga Danielle Fishel was actually the host at that time. This is post Boy Meets World. I think she then went on to do like Pants Off, Dance Off, if you remember that show.
I kind of do. I don't remember the premise or anything, but the name I do.
Stephen Hill was a cast member on the 12th season of MTV Real World.
Huh.
Whoa. In the first episode, he met fellow castmates Byrne and Trishelle Canatella. You remember Trishelle? She was on all these different shows.
Yeah, I think so. That's a name that I definitely recall. I couldn't tell you what she looked like, but I might be able to pick her up out of a lineup.
Yeah, she hooked up with The Miz on these shows.
Well,
and yeah. Oh, hey, this guy's also in the Drake and Josh show and Drake and Josh Go Hollywood.
Well, there you go.
Probably just playing the role of Stephen Hill.
So how many different hosts did this show have?
Well, there were 3 different iterations of it. So there were 3 different hosts. And then obviously guest hosts.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's hard to do research on all this stuff because they don't catalog these as regular TV type shows. So you're kind of like, oh, that's interesting. Can I find that? Nope. No archive whatsoever.
So 2 things real quick. Does MTV have their own streaming app?
They do.
Okay, and 2...
Well, it's part of Paramount Plus.
Okay, gotcha. So I was going to say, why not have this entire back catalog on there for people to go back and be like, that was my show. I'm going to go back in time and watch that whole season kind of thing. Like, why wouldn't they do that?
I think the case is music copyright laws.
Ah,
so they'd have to go back and maybe work with that license. And also, they just don't think anyone cares. And I know there's like the YouTube channel called like MTV Rewind or MTV Retro, and they'll post clips from shows like Punk'd and Room Raiders and things like that, but never full episodes.
Huh.
So it's very hard, and I was trying so hard, and I was going on every site I know of to find this one episode where the WWF superstars show up.
On Say What Karaoke?
Yes.
No.
And apparently, friggin' Draws goes on there and sings Livin' La Vida Loca.
Oh my God.
I guess Road Dogg does Cowboy or American Badass or something like that.
Of course.
And I think they said D'Lo Brown was the other contestant who I think won, if I read it correctly. And
D'Lo beat out Draws doing Livin' La Vida Loca? What?
So I think Danielle Fishel and Stephen Hill had some chemistry, but I wouldn't tell Corey Matthews this happened.
Whoever wins today will not only take home $1,000, but they will also perform in our season finals for a shot at 10 grand!
Bad Stephen.
Dude, he is just trying to make his move. He's like, dude, this is Topanga. I'm in. And she's like, I'm trying to work here, dude.
So before American Idol became popular, I know you were talking about the type of people you'd expect to be on this show. Can you make a guess of the type of people who were on this show?
Just think of the one friend you have that's most likely to make a complete ass out of themselves at any given time.
Probably the most delusional of delusional people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then we're going to be right back with a Janet Jackson lookalike who sings like Jennifer Lopez. Stick around, folks. Say What Karaoke. We'll be right back.
All right, that's a good tease. I would definitely either stick around or come back to see what the hell that looks like and sounds like.
And honestly, I feel like if Jennifer Lopez ever got kidnapped, I think we have our suspect.
Yeah.
I'm Erica Miller from the Boogie Down Bronx, and I'm 16 years old.
All right, so they gave them like a big hype package, a background. Kenan Thompson's watching her sing.
Basically just a typical girl from the Bronx. You see, my room, I have J-Lo all over. Me and her are friends. As you can see, I have the proof. She's worked hard to get to where she is, and that's definitely what I'm doing.
And J-Lo was never seen again.
No, huge J-Lo fan. I wonder what her current thoughts are on the whole Alex Rodriguez divorce and then Bennifer becoming a thing again. We got to find this girl and ask her these hard-hitting questions.
Oh my God, she's like 37 and she like, still loves J-Lo.
Still has the posters everywhere. She's married now. Her husband's like, can we take these down? Like, what? You're not 16 anymore.
And she's just like, I still tweet at Jennifer Lopez, and every once in a while, J-Lo puts a like on it. And that's enough to make them close personal friends.
And you know what? This Sunday, you know what we're going to do? We're going to watch my Say What, and everyone in the room's like, oh, come on!
And then the kids are like, what is Say What Karaoke?
Go to your room.
Now, here's another one who probably became somebody's insufferable mom. In fact, even then, I think her friends secretly hate her and put her up to this.
I keep on falling in and out of love.
You know, her friends are just trying to hype her up. Like, no, girl, trust me. Like, it's great. You sound so good. And it wasn't terrible, but it's not like, you know, they're just like, oh, we're going to get you on TV. This is going to be great.
And then they're in the background like, that could have been me. And this bitch is just going to talk about it for the next month and a half. Everyone at school is going to ask her a question. She's going to go into a way too detailed response about it. And we got to hear the same story 6 times a week.
Can you find any of these contestants on Cameo anywhere?
No. I bet I could find Matt Pinfield, though.
I just want to get a cameo from him just trashing modern day radio. Just be great.
Now, back then, music was a little bit more diversified, and we had different categories.
Oh, God. Frat Bro. Finalist, Chris.
I gotta be honest, I would probably do Good Charlotte if I was on this show, too.
Well, the whole point is if you have enough booze, you don't gotta sound good at all.
Don't wanna be you. I'm gonna get free. I'm gonna get free. I'm gonna get free from it.
Showing you that the rock gotta have faith.
Oh my God. So are these audition tapes?
This is just the type of people who would be there.
I told you. I mean, you got to think the simple concept of karaoke always appeals to everybody, especially when there's alcohol involved.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like,
I love this song, and I'll tolerate this because I'm having a good time.
We're going to take it out of the bar, and we're just going to do it on TV. Oh, my God. Guy's going to give himself a hernia. You need to sing it, dude.
You help me
Poor All American Rejects. They didn't deserve that.
No, they did not. So did they do it like, you know, Idol used to do back in the day where they would show all the terrible audition tapes beforehand, but then when the competition began, it seems like for this show, the actual competition wasn't that far off of the terrible audition tapes.
No, so it's kind of scary how, like, they're like, you are awful, but you're a little less awful. You can be on the show.
Yeah, or you have a certain look to you, or you're actually really committed to this, so we're going to put you on TV anyway.
And if you're looking for committed, look at this guy. Somebody should tell him maybe they shouldn't have mic'd the guitar.
like a telltale, a penitentiary.
Oh no, please don't. Don't tell me. my ears. No.
It's karaoke. Why is the guitar mic'd?
You gotta pretend to play the guitar. Oh my gosh, that poor guy. He probably had no idea.
No, like live, nobody heard it. Then over the air, they're like, dude, it sounded terrible. And then here's where you would fit in, since I know you weren't a singer type. This is the rappers coming on the show.
Hell yeah, let's see it. Young Enrique Iglesias here. Who's the woman on the flute in the background? See, I love when they actually use a microphone and not the headset. That's the guy from O-Town.
There was a lot of Nelly going on in the show.
Oh, I can only imagine. Dummies, oh. That might be one of the easier tracks to do just because of the tempo from what I've heard so far. Not lyrically, but tempo-wise.
Except for he looks like Bill Cosby.
Is he in like a fake belly?
Yes, he does.
Oh God, here we go.
You remember this version of 8 Mile, starring Paris Hilton?
Right? I'd subscribe to that. Hip, hip, hop, but you don't stop the rockin' to the boogie to bang. Is that Frank Caliendo?
No, but you should have recognized the other girl in it.
Yeah?
Yeah, Layla Arcieri.
Who the heck was that again?
Jamaica St. Croix.
No, it was not.
It was.
That's amazing.
What did I say? I'm so sorry.
So back in the 2000s, what was a really cool thing for people to do amongst their friends?
It was wear do-rags when you probably shouldn't, either have a Band-Aid under your eye, G-Unit Reebok sneakers, and randomly shout out, G-Unit!
Even if you weren't personal friends with a member of G-Unit?
Oh, no, it was just really fun to say. Like, I'm embarrassingly enough, I'll admit it, I still say it to this day. Because every once in a while, as a hot throwback, we'll play a random 50 track. And I have to do it, you know? Shady Aftermath. G-Unit is the best.
Plus, being in radio, now you actually can contact a member of G-Unit and get direct permission.
Right.
You can hit now, got him. Ain't no one way I can lose now. You can see now, I'm riding.
In fact, as of this week, you could probably ask Nelly how he felt about all these karaoke artists.
Yeah.
You think they love you like they all love Pac? I hope so.
Nope.
Wow.
And then finally, you got rock, you got rap, but you also have your wannabe pop singers. The worst kind of infestation.
Very good, thank you.
So you want to sing professionally?
Yes.
You do? Right?
Yes, I do.
You want to use this as like
Oh, he is setting her up right now.
You never know.
What's with the sweaters? Oh, God. Look, these girls at least went the extra mile and had the, like, matching choreography.
Yeah, and this type of girl totally idolizes Mandy Moore.
All right, so that's the J-Lo girl.
Yeah, that's B-Lo.
B-Lo. All right, I remember her doing Alicia Keys. That's her.
Well, she chose Jessica Simpson instead, because that's a little bit more fun.
So wait, is this a group or is this one guy here?
Just one guy.
Such a great song. I still love this track, dude. She didn't actually sound too terrible. I mean, you can't compete with Christina Aguilera. She's one of the best vocalists of our time. What the heck track is this? I know this one. Oh, gosh. You know what would be the funniest troll of all time? If I actually had all these Say What edits, and during my DJ set, I only played the Say What edits instead of the actual records. How long do you think it would take before there was a complete riot?
What hour? 11 o'clock? 12?
Oh, peak hour, dude. Peak hour.
How much alcohol is to the crowd?
Oh, they're pretty trashed.
10 minutes.
Right.
Like, she's not doing too bad.
No. I think I saw
liked it.
Shia LaBeouf in there as a judge. I was just going to say, yeah. See, those guys had karaoke too. This girl is letting it all hang out. She's like, this is my shot, my one opportunity to seize everything I ever wanted in one moment.
Well, that's Sarah Cox.
Yeah.
Of course. You remember how big she got off that performance.
Yeah.
This is like what would happen when you walk by your sister's room and the door's closed and what you'd hear.
Oh, yeah.
And then you like record it and she wants to kill you for the rest of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Now these guys killed it.
Say what?
Karaoke.
Uh-huh. So you gotta give them a little bit of respect if they actually put in the good dance moves and choreography. I mean, they're not very great singers, but it's still cool to see.
Speaking of someone who's not considered a great singer, even though when she comes up on my iPod, I still kind of love a lot of her songs.
Who?
Here's Ashley Simpson throwing a little shade at Britney Spears.
I thought it was good. You took the song and you like made it like your song. You actually sounded like 1,000 times better than her, so I'm gonna give you an A.
Oh, that's good. That's
Britney.
Shots fired. Okay, what is going on with this host's hair? What is happening to this guy?
Dave Holmes is peak 1999, okay? Every time you see, he's got new highlights, and he's like, he looks like he's like the guy who wants to be in a boy band, but he was never going to be in a boy band, but he wants all the style and all the looks.
Right.
But then you're like, yeah, that might work for the boy bander, but for you...
I mean, I'm kind of envious that he had this job, honestly. But he just looks a little bit too old for MTV. Is that wrong to say? Look at him.
No, but sometimes you need a professional in there that can handle a crowd like this. So you try to do the best with what you have, or else you're stuck with the homeless VJ again, who nobody sees around these days.
No.
So if you weren't around when MTV Say What Karaoke aired in any of its variations, here's how it would start. First, the host would give you an intro.
And meet today's karaoke hopefuls, shall we? They are big fans of the Backstreet Boys. They like to let it all hang out, and that is not necessarily a good thing. Say hello to Nick, Jose, and Ollie.
Also known as the guys who got cut from the top 30 of the LFO tryouts.
In the club, we got Greg.
Let's give it up for Stephanie Ramos.
He came out dressed like this. Straight up like the St.
One hot
Lunatics.
piece of college boy ass. Give it up for Scott
Whoa.
from Michigan State. Yeah!
Oh my goodness.
Scott.
Let's see the next act coming all the way from
you know who
New
that
York.
was. That was Eminem.
Boy, he wants to
Right.
be a record in Sugar Ray's jukebox. Please give it up for Jason Perno. Jason.
Man,
She's
I
been
want to
dancing
do
since
this.
the age of 4. Let's hope she's had as much
Why are they
practice
always so
singing.
close
Since
to each
today,
other?
She is trying Britney Spears.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be tough.
Our final
All
act
right.
says he's about to
Here we
replace
go.
Howard Stern as the king of all media. Let's bring him out. Jerome Cunningham.
Good luck, Jerome.
I don't know if you want to put that kind of pressure on the
All
kid.
the way from Indianapolis, Indiana, day after day after day, back and forth. It's a long commute. She was here for 4 shows
Dedicated.
before she finally made it on. Give it up for Molly Flynn.
You gotta show some respect for Molly Flynn, but not for this guy in the Zeke Elliott shirt. What is going on here?
Well, once you're introduced, you gotta pick your song. Do you have a song that you would have chosen?
All right, so you get introduced. I would like to write up my own introduction. The song I would pick would definitely be a rap song because I'm not going to sit there and try to sing anything. As far as what, early 2Ks or late 90s? Is that kind of the time frame?
Let's go from 98 to 2003.
Okay. I might go with Eminem, Hi, my name is. That might have to be the track for me, honestly.
I could see that. I think I'd probably be, I don't know, what was I listening to at that time? I would say it's probably Pretty Fly for a White Guy would be what I would pick, or
it would.
My Own Worst Enemy.
Yep.
What video have you chosen for us? All the small things?
I could have chosen All the Small Things.
Right, what video have you chosen for us?
Chosen Larger Than Life by Backstreet Boys.
I could have picked that.
Waiting for Tonight by Jennifer Lopez.
Beautiful. Stephanie Ramos. Now, what kind of video are you going to be be doing for us?
I'm going to be doing the notorious B.I.G.
Yes, I like this guy.
What are you going to be performing for us?
Dude, I'm performing Eminem.
You!
My name
It really is him.
My name is, dude.
Can't stand that song. What do you guys got prepared for us today?
Guys like that they're ready for Mortal Kombat.
That middle guy looks like BTS if he was JC Chaz. If they were JC Chazé.
Right.
Huh? Crack Dog, it's all good. Crack Dog, whatever.
Hey, wait.
What are you performing for us?
You got to meet.
I got a song.
Is that his name? Crack Dog.
Spherical booties out there. Baby Got Back by my Motown brother, so mix 'em.
Ryan McCarthy.
Macklemore?
He's getting Crack Dog's getting canceled.
Oh yeah, he's done, dude.
And then finally, you had to be entertaining.
Got to try to be. All right, he's hitting the worm there a little bit. The leapfrog. Guys are running spots in the middle of their song. You know what's the best about this, and what I respect the most, is those three guys rehearsed that for days.
Oh, with no hint or irony or anything.
Oh no, and they were just totally full out, and you gotta respect that.
Like, this guy's doing an okay job with it.
I'm starting to lose my breath. I can't really breathe in here. Okay, you know what I can say about this girl? She's catering it to the judges, which is kind of cool. You know, that might get her some points. Oh, hey now. Oh my goodness. Crack Dog.
He meant it when he was Crack Dog.
I'll text it and vote for him.
Hey, look, it's BTS.
Yeah. Oh God.
That guy smells like Axe cologne.
Oh my gosh, a can a day.
But he's got all the different varieties too.
You know what the thing was to really woo the crowd wasn't the singing, it was the dancing, it was the attitude, it was the interaction with the audience, like we just saw right there. And any just ridiculous things you could do to get a pop from the crowd, that's what's really gonna put you over.
It really was.
And you know me, I'm not afraid to make a complete fool of myself.
No, you'd just be like this loser guy in
I'm
here.
gonna give her a 9 just because I like you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to be on Saturday Night Live?
Yes, that's correct.
Excellent.
Yes.
You're a comedian?
Trying to be.
Got a stage name?
I do.
What is
you guys ready for this?
What?
Are you ready for this?
I like his rock-like delay.
My stage name is Correct Diggity Dog. Root,
Oh, sweet.
wicka, wicka,
Root. I like him.
I hate him.
I'm into it. He's just going for it, man.
So at this point, not only do you have to be entertaining, you got to get the words right.
I mean, it is karaoke, right? Jeez. This girl's nailing the words, right? Maybe not necessarily the notes, but she's getting the lyrics right.
Oh, we got Crack Dog, and he knows his words.
Oh, yeah.
Best part of that Pink song right there.
No, wait, don't tell me he's doing a Mark McGrath song while he's there.
Well,
The pressure's
yeah.
on at that point.
And Mark McGrath loves it, okay?
This guy just screams date rape. I cannot deal with him. I like this guy, though. The guy doing 50.
I like the guy picking I like the guy picking Sum 41. See, Mark McGrath loves
He's
it, okay?
crying.
He's just so happy.
He likes it.
Now, this place was a cornucopia for your 90s celeb to just hang out.
The brains behind LFO, Rich Cronin.
All right.
All right,
hello.
Kimberly Pressler.
Yep.
Funk
I
Master
kind of remember her
Flex.
face.
Oh, yeah.
Funkmaster Flex.
Funk Flex. Drop a bomb on it.
You can't do the song better than the band that does it.
And we got the kid from The Sopranos.
No idea who that is. I've never seen it.
We got LaBouffe.
Dude, we got a good cast right there. Is Busta Rhymes about to rate Crack Dog?
Vitamin C, what do you think of his style?
Vitamin C? No way.
I've never seen such
Yeah, she took a break from graduation day.
Busta on performance.
Hey, yo, he gets the whole 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
On accuracy.
Busta Bus. He loved it.
And then you got Jerry Springer's there.
And Jerry is having a major problem that he's not the actual in-control host of the show.
No, he doesn't want to give credit to Dave Holmes.
Never.
Hanson's there.
Wow, all three of them.
You guys performed great.
All right, so was there some... So this was like a big ongoing tournament, you said, right?
Yeah, during these spring break-a-thons, they'd have continuous day after day events, and then they'd come back for more.
Okay, gotcha. So was there like one person that ended up winning the whole show?
Yes, and then there'd be another round and another time and another situation,
So
other area.
what was Jamaica St. Croix known for at this time?
I believe this was right at the time Son of the Beach would be airing.
Gotcha.
You guys hate white people.
You know, the rapping was okay, but I don't need to see some goofy white guy with his nuts hanging out.
Oh. Humble beginnings, huh?
So these judges weren't just there for their health. Each one had a specific task. We have our first judge who, well, as you can see, is there to judge your performance and how well you nailed the lyrics.
Usually I judge style and it's a lot more difficult. With accuracy, you either know it or you don't, and you guys knew it. I know I'm easy.
All right, there you go. So one for accuracy, then maybe one for like stage presence or something?
Yes.
Oh my. Gave him a 9.
Wow, right on. We're starting big.
I'm the accuracy judge, and you guys were both so accurate where I couldn't really go either way. I had to give you a 9 too.
I don't recognize him.
I don't either.
You're one hell of a loser.
I recognize him.
I'm going to give you a 9. That was great.
Corey was there before Topanga.
Yep.
Maybe that's why she took the job.
Yeah. Performance actually. And you know, the young kids seemed to like what she did, and I was astounded and bewildered by her performance, so I gave her an 8.
Bewildered? Are you trying to like pick her up? What are you doing?
To be fair, he probably was.
Yeah.
Then we had our style judge.
I would have to say you guys got good style. I love the turtlenecks. Cargo pants are looking good.
I like the
Great
3
colors,
different
so-
types of judges judging 3 different things rather than all doing overall, right?
Yeah. Because then that's how you could bring like X models and Miss Americas in.
Right.
And sometimes they weren't so nice.
I honestly am judging style, and I'm so sorry that's like an 80s sweater. I give you a 5. I'm sorry.
Brutal. It's to hold the belly in. You gotta respect the
Come up
belly.
here, giving Theo Huxtable. That's what you're gonna get back. I'm sorry.
Then you had your overall judge,
which is probably the biggest celebrity of the 3. Usually, you'd say.
Maybe. I don't think they were any bigger than the first 2, honestly. But
all right.
I think they sort of just maybe are there to tie in everything all together. So maybe if somebody had a lot of energy but didn't nail the words, but they wanted to keep them going, this is the guy who could balance out the score a little bit.
Right.
All right, Ashley, what about you? What are you gonna be looking for?
Definitely a good vocal performance. Somebody who's strong with their vocals. So.
Good vibe. I see.
We'll see.
All right.
Trevor.
All right.
Last but not least, what are you looking for in the first contestant? Well, I'm judging overall performance.
I hung out with
so I
that
want
guy.
Energy, I want vocals.
You
I want
did?
some dancing,
Yeah,
I want,
was he?
I want a lot of
They were all
ass
super
shaking,
chill,
actually.
man.
Word.
Super chill. They kept playing this one dice game. They were just obsessed with
Yeah,
it.
you know, they can come on the road with us anytime. I like the guys' packs a lot.
Maybe they played that dice game out of the love because they were all for it.
Too, man, so
But what was cool is when they, they were so chill before the show, and then as soon as they came on stage, it was like they never forgot any single dance move. It was just boom.
Nice.
All right, I'll give you 10.
Talk about peer pressure.
That comes down to you, Funkmaster Flex on performance.
I'm gonna be a little tougher, you know. I was checking them out.
Oh, here we go.
Dance steps was kind of cool. A little offbeat here and there at times, man. I'll give them a 7.
A 7.
That's still fair grade.
Shake at the end, but vocally, there were some parts that you messed up, but you ad-libbed a lot, which I liked a lot, so I'm gonna give you a 7.
Lyrically, I was feeling you, baby. I mean, you was kind of making it happen. I was feeling that.
Funk Flex is taking this super seriously.
I'm feeling the head
He
on
really
him.
is.
Really, I'm feeling the color, feeling the flavor.
And you can tell because he's like the actual producer on this show, so he's not afraid to
I'm not
be
feeling the
harsh.
resemblance of the
Is he
PIT
really?
When I see you.
No, he's not the
I
producer
got
of this
7.
show, but he's an actual producer on this show.
Ah, right. And he's an on-air host. He's a DJ.
And sometimes you get the result you wanted.
What do you gotta say? That was awesome. I'm totally like taken away. You ruled. Like that was amazing. Amazing.
Oh yeah!
Boop. That was great. That is a great celebration. I need to use that more.
JR, you just became #1 at night. Later on, they would just come on and perform, and there were no judges, which I think kind of sucks, honestly.
That kind of takes away the whole like idea of the show.
Yeah, so it's like a popularity contest because they're going to call in and vote. Well, they'll just vote for who they like best, not technically the best performer.
Right. That's
At
a
the
shame.
end of the show, you at home will vote for a winner who will move on to the season finals and a shot at $10,000.
All right, easy, buddy.
You can vote for Erica, but you'll have to wait till all
This isn't
4
a frat
finalists
party.
have performed.
So let's keep rolling.
You know what she's
before we bring
thinking?
out our second vocalist.
How can I spend
Let's see what
$10,000
makes her
on
tick.
J-Lo merchandise?
Yep. This poor guy with the guitar, man. I just still feel bad for him. He's just wailing on that thing. No idea how to play a chord, just as a prop. And they mic the damn thing.
So we get to the end of round 1, where they get their overall score, and the one out of the 3 who gets the lowest is out of here.
Contestants, before we find out what your score is, Nicole, Greg, come on out.
Give it up! Give it up!
I like this guy.
All right, let's see. Only one of you can move forward and face your next opponent. So, Molly, you got to beat a 27. Let's go right to the judges, see if you can do it.
Oh,
All right, in
man.
first place,
Oh, man.
Moving on to round 2.
Nope, nobody wanted to give him a hug.
Stephanie Ramos.
He's like, arm, fine, stomach rub,
Well,
save
they
face.
already know. Greg, you're moving on with the 24. Wes, that means you have to beat Nicole's 23 to move on, all right? Let's check it out.
Is he going to beat it?
And in second place,
Maybe? Well,
with a
that's the
score of
problem
24.
here.
Nick, Jose, and Ali. Jerome. Thanks for coming by. Give him a big hand.
They're sending Big Papa home.
His takeover of
Damn.
the media world.
He's got child support to pay. I will give the show credit. The person who nails the lyrics and has the dance moves tends to get the higher score and move on. So the joke contestant kind of gets sent home early. They don't always advance. And then we get to round 2. And round 2 involved a wheel that they had to spin.
So would the wheel determine like the genre or the artist or like what?
The wheel would have a bunch of random songs on it. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing.
Because it might be a song that they don't know.
Exactly.
It's a fly song, man.
It's now in round 2. They got their brand new, never worn clothes from our wardrobe closet, and they've got to enter the ring and do battle against this right behind me, the karaoke Wheel of Death. They give it a spin.
Yes.
Wherever it stops, that is the song they sing.
I'm a little afraid. Uh-oh.
The Village People? You know what song they're hoping the wheel would land on. I like how the crowd's so into it. This seems fun.
It really is. It seems like a good party game to play with.
I would
people.
love to host this.
You want to bring it back to Twitch?
Let's do it.
All right, you know what? This
Mace feels so good.
This could be Mace or REM. I am the host. I like REM better.
You son of a gun.
Mace. The anthem. So what are you going to do? Are you going to take it or are you going to pass?
Pass.
I'll take it. What the heck?
Oh, yes, let's go.
He's a gambler.
He's into it.
Not this one.
Okay. Well, you know, it's incredibly
Could have
tough.
been Mace.
Even Gwen Stefani herself had trouble when she had cue cards. You got the monitor over there with lyrics on it. Just relax. You'll be fine. They look like they're scared to death. Nick, Jose, and Ali doing REM, ladies and gentlemen.
And what the great thing about Say What Karaoke was You get the joke guy out first, and then if they get a Wheel of Death song in round 2 and they don't know it, you're watching somebody just get hung up to dry on TV.
Yeah, they're pretty much goners. Unless it was a front and they actually know the track. Oh, no.
Not in this case.
Exit, stage left.
They probably were never able to do... They're probably never able to hear REM again without thinking of that day.
They know that line.
I think that's what most people know the song for.
All right, she's adding the moves to it, though.
I mean, you did know the words, and they weren't really like on, but I gave you a 7 as far as accuracy goes.
All right, he is the most boring judge there has ever been.
Yeah, Rich kind of feels like he wanted to go home.
I'm looking forward to seeing this guy.
And so for a guy who was very brave and saying, screw it, I'm going to take the song, didn't work out.
Yeah, I was going to say, it may not have went in his favor.
Herbie say?
Yeah. There you go.
Why is everybody your reality? Every time we're down, only time we die.
My favorite Backstreet Boys songs are the ones where they're gargling comfortables in their mouth.
Right. That's your jam.
Not done by then. He's having a stroke.
I like that jam still. He knows the I mean,
I don't know the song
he just said, F it. I don't know anything. I'm just going to jump up and down with my hands up.
He wasn't the biggest Adonis fan.
Say my name, say my name.
I hate this guy. I'm sorry. Yes, let's go. They're a trio. You're like, no, I'm not going to do it myself. You do it with me, and then we'll get her too.
Ben Savage wants to be anywhere else.
Oh, God.
None of you guys knew the songs. What was up with that?
Well, that's the thing. When you go in to do karaoke, you got a couple, maybe 3 songs that you're comfortable with, that you know you can get up there and you can rock it. But as soon as there's a track, and you can make it entertaining, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as there's a track or an artist that you're just not familiar with, that's when, like you said, it all just goes downhill.
Oh my God, like I could picture just being up there and just hitting a mental blank. Then you're trying to read that screen and everything's going by and you're like, what was
Right.
that? In a clock of food about what? And then
You know what? I think for us, though we can't sing, we know so many different genres of music, especially this time frame, you know,
Yes.
where we could get by knowing the words.
And to be fair to those guys earlier, I know REM. I know plenty of REM songs. I've heard It's the End of the World a million times. Nobody knows the Leonard Bernstein.
Right.
That's way too easy to set yourself up for failure. And then take a song like this one. I've heard this song a trillion times. I got no idea what the lyrics are.
Woman, get busy. Just shake that booty, don't stop till the beat drop. Just keep swinging it, get jiggy. Get crunked up, percolate. Anything you want, forgot it. Hustle it, can make a note.
I love how he's doing the accent as well.
All right, so what does he say after percolate? Apasaba libidon?
Yeah. See, with this kind of track, you just got to toss on that accent and just ride the rhythm, man. Just ride the rhythm, and that's what he's doing. This guy's great. But what I'm thinking about as far as music, like I've seen people do Nelly and then people do Sum 41. It's like, well, I know both of those tracks, so that's kind of just two different ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah. Oh God, Fat Lip would have been a great one to do.
Right?
And then there's this song, which, you know me, this song, the lyrics in it have pissed me off for the last 20 years because he is not spelling what he says he's spelling.
The T, the
Is this
I,
Diddy?
The D, the D, the Y, the T, the I, the T, that's Diddy. Hold up!
Diddy did?
Diddy did. He's not saying it's Diddy, it's Diddy did.
Well, he couldn't do it because there wasn't enough syllables.
Don't make that your hook.
Listen, his name now is, what is it? P Love? Diddy Love? Something like that now?
Diddy loves you.
I love you, my brothers and sisters.
Diddy's gonna make a comeback sampling With My Baby Tonight.
Yep.
And then finally, on MTV Say What Karaoke, you gotta have a winner.
So is this like the grand winner or the winner of a show?
Sometimes the winner of the week, sometimes the winner of like spring break.
Manu moving on.
Sometimes the winner of the fall. Right? You would think of all the hype ball he did.
Is
right.
Stephanie Ramos.
Yeah, she totally should have beat those guys.
TRL airs at 1, Taildaters hops in at 3, and Say What Karaoke hits the stage at 3:30.
So that was our look back at MTV Say What Karaoke, a show that I think needs to come back. Who doesn't enjoy some good live programming, seeing people your own age or a little bit older making an ass out of themselves?
Yeah, this is such a cool concept. It was perfect for its time. It was super entertaining. It was surprising. It was disappointing. It was funny. It was cringy. It was everything you would want in a MTV TV show. And I totally agree. This has to come back in some capacity. And if I could throw my name into the hat to be the host, I would do it immediately.
All right, so you're hosting the show. Who is going to be your first guest to be the expert on lyrics?
My expert on lyrics. That's a good question because it's a tough one too because you have so many different genres. I'm just gonna say as far as lyrics, I'm not gonna pick a certain artist because they would be super qualified in their field. I'd probably go with a random celebrity guest, and that celebrity guest would probably be some sort of big TikToker influencer. Just whichever one of the top 3 or 4 it is.
All right, and then who's your style judge?
Dua Lipa.
And finally, who's your overall performance judge?
The Weasel, Pauly Shore. Absolutely. Not young Pauly Shore, now Pauly Shore.
That's who the kids want.
Yep.
Wow. No. You know who you get? Actually, would make sense. Help promote. You get Jericho, Chris Jericho.
No, I don't think I would want him on mine. I wouldn't.
I would want him to show up because he'd wrestler entertain, musician entertain.
Right.
And
yeah,
and he's still current.
He can certainly do it all. All right, so let's talk about this question seriously. Because I'm looking at the stars they have there. A lot of them are from TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
You got artists from bands. All right, so 04 lyrics. My judge.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, if this were this, that's so tough because I don't even know. I would just get any random celebrity guest that I could. Whoever was in town, I would pick 3. And okay, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and you're gonna do this.
I mean, you probably get like Pierre from Simple Plan because he hosted. What was an MTV show he hosted? It was like Disaster Date or
something like that.
Boiling Point. I think he was the host of.
Right.
And then you could have. I mean, yeah, you got Ashley Simpson. They kind of nailed it.
No, they did. Like it was all great choices for that time. And again, for me, lyrics, I'd so it has to be lyrics, style, and overall. So there isn't a particular judge for dancing, right?
I think they just go into performance.
Right. Okay.
It would probably be another TikToker. You'd put all viral TikTokers, wouldn't you?
Well, no, I wouldn't. I'd say for lyrics, I would pick Miley Cyrus because I know she's right here in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And then for style, maybe I would go with Jason Derulo because that guy's got style and swag for days, and he has quite a few, hits under his belt for sure. And then for overall, I would want that to be some sort of wild card, some sort of comedian, whatever flavor of the month it might be. So that's my pick.
I think
Dusty Slay. I'll pick Dusty Slay.
And the great thing about these shows is they air it every day, and they don't have that much of a delay. So if they were hot that moment online,
boom,
they wouldn't be so out of place like 3 months later.
Right.
Like you'd probably get like Lil Nas X or something in there.
Yeah.
But you would not get this lady who, honestly, you would never predict what happens in this scene. You see this manic pixie lady, what do you think she does?
She opens and closes the show in some capacity.
How does she close it?
By saying, remember, it's cool to be you. I'll catch you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
No, not you. You're not the Manic Pixie Girl. This is how Manic Pixie Girl closes the show.
In this room today, Laura, take us home with a song, girlie.
Laura. This is her moment. Look at the crown. Dude, that is hype, though.
Were you prepared for Manic Pixie Girl to start rapping, "Can I get a what?"
No, but I think she may have just stole the show. That made me want to tune back in next week.
You're like, okay. What?
Right? Just like, was this the moment she's been waiting for her whole life to just rock this Jay-Z song?
You think she was like sitting there stewing up in the crowd, and she's like, this freaking Molly girl thinks she's Mandy Moore. She's not even good. Watch when I get up there. I'll show them how it's done. I won't even do pop songs.
No.
I'm a rap.
And it was the perfect song to choose because you get the crowd to scream it back. Like, I mean, that's how you always know it's a hit, you know?
Can I get a what? No, I can't.
It's great.
So for Jeff, I'm Joe. This has
You
been
got it
Pop
right
Culture
this time.
Paradise. I did. I was
Let's
practicing.
go.
I was editing so much that I never want to fix that again. If you liked this video, what do they do, Jeff?
Please like, comment, and subscribe, all three, if you're feeling up to it. It would mean a lot.
And tell us what song you would do on MTV Say What Karaoke.
Yeah, I want to know what would be your go-to track and what would be the track that you'd be the most afraid of to attempt.
Anything by Sean Paul.
Right.
Or Jake Paul, mainly because I don't know the songs. Or Chris Paul, does he make music?
No, but I'm sure he could.